Yo, it's boy Marcus from Western back on the video. Today we're going to be talking about some COD Mobile Battle Royale because the community is heated. They have made some changes to the game that the community does not like, and the community has some things to say. So they've made that known on Instagram and like the comment section. So that's what we'll be looking at. The BR system, right? So like when you go to the gulag, essentially you die now, you go to the gulag, you win your gulag or you lose your gulag. If you win, you go back. If you lose, you got to be bought back instead of having tags. So right here's a comment. They missed the old dog tag system. I don't know how you could really miss it. It's only been gone like what, a week? I mean, I don't know how you can miss it. You've been playing this for a week. It can't be that bad. You know what I mean? It's the gulag system that's been one of the most well-known systems for respawning in BR games ever. Like, I don't even know what other game has a system like the gulag system that's like as popular as it. You know what I mean? Like, it's the system of BR like respawns. Now, I understand the displeasure with it. I personally, I get a different point of view. I think when I think of BR, if I wanted to go play Warzone Mobile, I'd be playing Warzone Mobile. You know what I mean? I came to COD Mobile so I could play COD Mobile BR, right? And we res people with dog tags and when there's no gulag, right? If I wanted gulag, I'd go play Warzone Mobile, which is obviously hardly playable right now. Here's another comment where we're just talking about please bring back the dog tags. Now, if you go through this Instagram post that they made, every single comment is about the dog tags. Like, every single one of them. Like, bring back the dog tags. We don't like the gulag, this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? I don't know what part of the community this is. I'm assuming the more casual side of the community. Me, personally, I think that, like, the gulag system is cool. Right? It is cool. Bringing it to COD Mobile, that's fine. It's basically playing gunfight 1v1 to live, and that's fine. But that's one of the big separating factors from Warzone Mobile and COD Mobile. Now, with the downfall of Warzone Mobile, because, I don't even know who's playing that. Like, who is playing that? The only people that I know that exist that are playing Warzone Mobile are people on Reddit in the Warzone Mobile forums and stuff like that. That's the only people I know on Earth that actually still play that game and enjoy it, right? If you are a mobile thumbs player, you do not like that game. That game sucks, right? Because it's just not the tag sprint, the super sprinting stuff. The game doesn't run well. Like, there's literally no pros to the game if you're a thumbs player. There's literally nothing. If you're a controller player, you love that game, right? If you got your controller out and you're playing on your iPad or iPhone, that game's a blast. Right? But if you wanted to play that game, you would go play it. You wouldn't come to this game and expect for them to Warzone-ify it into the game that you don't want to play. So I get why people don't want to play it. Another comment here. I've been playing this game for about 6 years. It's a unique style, not this new model. Please delete this and bring back the dog tags. If I liked this style, I would have gone to Warzone. Please respect the opinions of the users. I'm going to tell you a secret, bro. Whatever your name is, Red Boy. They don't give a fuck about your opinion, but I'm glad you put this comment in there. 14 people seem to agree, myself included. Gulag is cool for the first death, but maybe dog tags can be picked up in the second death. Now, in case you're wondering, if you die twice, there's like a buy station now. I have hardly played the two big maps at all, really. I can't remember the last time I played Isolated outside of today. I never play Isolated, right? I played Isolated for 5 years or 4 years, and then Blackout came out. I never touched Isolated again. I like Isolated. It's a great BR map. I like Blackout more. I like Alcatraz more. I like Crime more, right? I can get into more gunfights. It's quicker. It's faster. Even if it's a bot lobby, at least I'm getting kills. You know what I'm saying? So at least there's fun, right? Here in first person Crime, I'm able to get real people. You know what I mean? I'm over here fighting it out. I actually have to use my brain for once instead of just mindlessly killing bots for 10 minutes every game. You know what I mean? So it's just like, and it's also shorter. You know what I mean? I don't have time for 22-minute BR game where I got to hunt down the last bot in the last zone because who knows where he's at. I can play this instead. So I get it from like a point of view of like, I just want to play the game. Now, one of the big things that I don't really understand with these comments, it's got to evolve a little bit, right? COD Mobile's Battle Royale needs to evolve a little bit. There needs to be a little more to it. There are some problems that I think, like, I wish if you were going to have buy stations, Arsenal airdrop should be a thing. You know what I mean? I should be able to get like an Arsenal airdrop for my team at a buy station. I don't think you can currently do that. I looked at it and it had a bunch of other crap, and like a bunch of lethals and tacticals and like other things, but you couldn't get your gun, right? And that's one of the big things about why people love BR now is you have this gunsmith system where you can basically, like Warzone, have a loadout gun that you can pick up that's better than any gun that you're going to find on the ground. And now you can use that and get kills with that. It's what made Warzone on console so great, is this loadout system and like metas and all this crap. Now, here's another comment where no gulag. Please remove gulag, remove gulag. Gulag is pretty nice, but to buy dog tags is really shit for the game experience. And also, sometimes there's a bug where no tag appears at the buy station and the mate has to watch the whole game. That sucks. If that's a real bug, that sucks. Having to watch the whole BR game. What if you die early? Next thing you know, you're stuck in there for another 15 minutes, just like waiting for the game to end. That would blow. I'm not going to lie. So if it's bugged and nobody likes it, that's a huge L. Like, nobody is excited for it at that point if it's bugged and it all sucks, right? And I don't see a single positive comment in here like, I love the gulag. The gulag is great. I don't know what you're talking about. Or a response comment where somebody's like, they enjoy the gulag. Nobody seems to like having it in BR. I don't know why. I mean, I get a portion of why it could be the case, but like, I feel like at some point in time, we need something to change it up. One of the big things I think that would make BR way better is if, you know, if maybe the queue times were a little bit longer so that more real people were in the lobby, right? However, they would have to slightly adjust their matchmaking system to make it to where I'm not in here with one real team and a bunch of bots, right? In this specific game that you're watching, there's one real team. I farmed them for most of the game, and at the very end, on like their last respawn, they all land on top of me and I died, right? In this gameplay. I don't show it because it's too long. But with that being said, I've kind of covered like the whole scope of like the community's problem with BR right now. It's really all related to the gulag. I think the buy stations are a problem too. I'm going to cover that in maybe tomorrow's video where I'm talking about basically the Warzonification of COD Mobile BR as a whole and everything that's happened to it over the course of time. Even the gunsmith system is Warzonification of COD Mobile BR. People don't remember that COD Mobile Battle Royale back in the day when the game came out, man. You know what we had? You picked up your gun off the ground. You tried to look in the green crates. There were no arsenal crates back then. You went to a green crate, and whatever was in the green crate, you would be like, I'll put that on my gun, right? So back then, I remember the best thing I used was probably the BY-15 with the shotgun suppressor, the orange one that you would get out of the green crate. And back then, the BY-15 would pump itself in BR, right? In multiplayer it didn't, but in BR it would pump itself. So I could just, for a thumbs player like me, I didn't have to be able to pump it, right? And play like essentially 3 fingers. That way I could actually do it. I could just do it as a thumbs player and the gun would shoot once. He would do the actual action of pumping the gun, and then it would shoot again while I just held down the fire button and had to aim, right? Since then, you know, that was how the game kind of played back then, right? You would just go to your green crates and you'd pick up attachments off the ground, hope you find a 1.5 times scope for your AK-47 and a red dot for your AK-117, and you just go farm people, you know what I mean? And that's what the game was. That was the entire game. You know what I mean? You would just look for stuff like that off the ground, and it was more of a natural BR. Whereas now it's like, you know, there's class setup systems, and like you can see right there, he's got his loadout guns. I got my loadout guns. This XM4 beams, by the way. With the orange mods. With the orange mods, XM4, if you have the luminescent jade, it's great. I love it. In BR. Even in multiplayer, it's great. It's great overall. Hopefully it gets a little buff so it can actually be like meta. Anyway, with this class setup systems, there's buy stations, and there's whatever this gulag system, you know, all this stuff is Warzone material. None of this stuff is like COD Mobile unique, right? This is all recycled stuff, which is most of what Codm is. Codm is just recycled content smashed together in one game, and that's great. I just think that this is one of those changes that didn't need to be made, right? Look at this guy getting beamed. They didn't need to make this change. The game was fine. People were enjoying it. You know, there are changes that could be made to BR to make it better, right? I don't know if they're anything related to like additions to the game. More so rather just make the game more competitive in the BR landscape, right? I think that, how about this? Like, you can't access first person in third person mode. So that if you want to play first person, you have to actually play first person, right? And then maybe that'll help fill up first person lobbies, because Call of Duty is a first person shooter. It's not a third person shooter. It never has been, never really will be. The only case where it is here in this BR, where, you know, more people play third person than first person. I get, you know, I have mythic characters. It's nice to be able to see my skin, but I actually want to play in first person. You know what I mean? So I don't really care if I don't see the skin. I know the skin looks dope. I've seen it in the pregame lobby, but it's not really something like I need to play in third person. Third person is for like, I have always hated, back in the day I used to play Rules Survival, or if you played like PUBG Mobile, any of these third person games where you would just sit around the corner, wait for them to get close and shotgun them. I have done that many, many times in my life. And one great thing about COD Mobile is that's not really a thing. I mean, it's outside the shotgun meta that we have had for the last few years. Like, it's not like that's how it's played. You know, I can hop into first person and I don't have to deal with that crap, right? Because he can't see me. He's in first person too. You know, he's in the game. That's how it should be. That's how Call of Duty's always been. That's how it should be. But with that being said, let me know how you feel about these BR changes. I've hopped into games with random people. Nobody seems to like it. Everybody thinks that BR kind of sucks. They're playing Blackout now. They're not even playing Isolated, since you can avoid the gulag by doing it that way, apparently. Me personally, I just play the small maps, hit Legendary, and call it a day, because I don't even like BR in the first place. So yeah, I'm interested to hear what people think about the gulag system. Community's about to riot, apparently, and they're not enjoying the game as much as they once were. Hopefully they change it back for the community's sake. I really don't care, because I don't play much BR. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like, comment, subscribe. It's been your boy Marcus from Orsini. I'm out of here. Peace.